Remember that Christmas special where Pac-Man saved Santa? No? Well, you're not alone. The 1980s were filled with bizarre holiday shows that time forgot. But these forgotten gems shaped our childhoods more than we realized. From glow-in-the-dark characters rescuing St. Nick to Pee Wee Herman hosting an all-star Christmas bash, these specials were as weird as they were wonderful. Ready to unwrap 5 of the most outrageous 1980s Christmas specials you probably don't remember? Remember when video game characters saved Christmas? Well, back in 1982, that's exactly what happened in a bizarre holiday special called Christmas Comes to Pac-Land. This forgotten gem aired on December 16th at 8 p.m., right in the middle of prime time. It was a spin-off from Pac-Man's Saturday morning cartoon series, which had debuted earlier that same year. Now, you might be thinking, Pac-Man had a Christmas special? Yes, he did, and it was just as weird as you might imagine. Picture this. Santa Claus crash lands his sleigh in Pac-Land, putting the entire holiday season at risk. Talk about a Christmas crisis. But don't worry, our yellow pellet-munching hero was there to save the day. The premise was pretty out there, even for the 1980s. Pac-Man and his friends had to help Santa get his sleigh airborne again. And how did they do it? By feeding Santa's reindeer power pellets, of course. It's the kind of solution that only makes sense in a world where ghosts chase you through mazes. What's really interesting is how this special contrasts with Pac-Man's massive popularity at the time. The game was a cultural phenomenon, gobbling up quarters in arcades across America. But this Christmas special? It kind of fell through the cracks of holiday history. It's often seen as just another episode of the cartoon series rather than a classic Christmas special. But let's not sell it short. The special was animated by Hanna-Barbera, the studio behind classics like The Flintstones and Scooby-Doo. So even though the story was pretty out there, the animation quality was top-notch. And get this, Pac-Man was voiced by Marty Ingalls, a sitcom legend who brought a unique personality to our pellet-eating pal. Christmas Comes to Pac-Land was more than just a weird blip in holiday programming. It was actually a trendsetter. After this special aired, we started seeing more video game characters and toy lines getting their own Christmas specials. Remember the Glow Friends Save Christmas from 1985? That's the kind of door Pac-Man opened. Speaking of characters existing outside their usual worlds, the 80s served up a Christmas special so bizarre, it makes Pac-Man's holiday adventure look downright conventional. Picture this. A gleefully manic man-child, a playhouse full of talking furniture, and a guest list that reads like a who's who of 80s pop culture. What happens when you throw them all together for the holidays? Enter Pee Wee's Playhouse Christmas Special, the 1988 extravaganza that took Pee Wee Herman's quirky style and cranked it up to 11. This wasn't your typical Christmas special with heartwarming lessons and gentle carols. No, this was a frenetic Technicolor fever dream that somehow managed to rope in some of the biggest stars of the decade. Imagine tuning in to see Pee Wee with his trademark red bow tie and too-short suit prancing around his already zany playhouse. But wait, is that Cher crooning a Christmas tune? And there's Oprah Winfrey, looking slightly bewildered as she navigates the chaos. The special was packed with unexpected celebrity cameos that left viewers wondering if they'd accidentally changed the channel to some bizarre variety show. But the star power didn't stop there. Magic Johnson, fresh off his NBA championships, showed up for a sleigh ride with Pee Wee. Grace Jones delivered a show-stopping performance that was equal parts festive and avant-garde. Even Little Richard got in on the action, with Pee Wee teaching him how to ice skate in a scene that has to be seen to be believed. The special's standout moments weren't just about the celebrities, though. It featured elaborate musical numbers that blended Pee Wee's childlike wonder with genuine showmanship. The rendition of The Little Drummer Boy, with Pee Wee and his guests, became an instant classic, showcasing the special's unique ability to be both ridiculous and heartfelt at the same time. Behind the scenes, putting together this star-studded spectacular was no easy feat. Coordinating the schedules of so many high-profile guests was a logistical nightmare. but it resulted in a once-in-a-lifetime gathering that perfectly captured the excess and exuberance of the 80s. Initially, critics weren't quite sure what to make of this psychedelic Christmas romp. It was too weird for traditionalists, too mainstream for the avant-garde crowd. But over time, something magical happened. The special found its audience, or perhaps its audience found it. It became a cult classic, beloved by those who grew up with Pee-wee and discovered by new generations who appreciated its offbeat charm. While Pee-wee's special found its niche, another 80s Christmas spectacular was busy redefining out of this world. What happens when you mix muscle-bound heroes, intergalactic villains, and Christmas trees? The answer is weirder than you might think. Enter He-Man and She-Ra, A Christmas Special, a 1985 Yuletide adventure that brought the holiday spirit to the planet Eternia. Now, you might be wondering how Christmas ended up in a sci-fi universe full of swords and sorcery. Well, it all started with two Earth children accidentally transported to Eternia during the holiday season. Imagine the culture shock. These kids had to explain the concept of Christmas to He-Man, She-Ra, and the rest of the Masters of the Universe. It's like trying to describe snow to someone who's never left the desert, except with more laser swords and flying unicorns. But the real star of this cosmic Christmas show? None other than Skeletor, He-Man's arch-nemesis. In a twist that would make even the Grinch's heart grow 3 sizes, Skeletor found himself caught up in the holiday spirit. Picture this: the most evil being in the universe suddenly feeling good? It led to one of the most memorable lines in Christmas special history. "I don't like to feel good, I like to feel evil." This special wasn't just a weird blip in the He-Man universe. It was part of a bigger plan to sell more toys during the holiday season. Because nothing says Merry Christmas like action figures of muscular heroes in furry underwear, right? Fan reactions to this special have been as mixed as a bowl of Christmas candy. Some viewers cherish it as a nostalgic piece of their childhood, remembering cozy nights watching it with family. Others, well, let's just say they find it as appealing as a lump of coal in their stocking. Holiday specials come and go, but some truly defy explanation. Remember when clay-animated raisins were the hottest thing in pop culture? Or when a comic strip character won an Emmy for his Christmas special? Welcome to the weird and wonderful world of forgotten 80s Christmas specials, where the only thing more surprising than their existence is how quickly we forgot them. Let's start with the California raisins. These funky, singing dried grapes weren't just popular. They were a full-blown cultural phenomenon. They had their own toys, lunch boxes, and even a Saturday morning cartoon. But did you know they also starred in their very own Christmas special? A claymation Christmas celebration aired in 1987, featuring the raisins crooning their way through Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But that wasn't all. The special also included a segment where animated bells performed Carol of the Bells by bonking themselves on the head with mallets. It was weird, it was wonderful, and it perfectly captured the blend of creativity and commercialism that defined 80s pop culture. Then there's Ziggy's Gift, a 1982 special starring the lovable loser from the comic strips. Ziggy, eternally down on his luck, decides to play Santa on the street to raise money for the poor. It's a heartwarming tale that actually won an Emmy, but somehow never became a holiday staple. Maybe Ziggy's bad luck extended beyond the comic strip after all. But wait, there's more. Ever heard of the GLO Friends? These glow-in-the-dark toys got their own special in 1985 called The GLO Friends Save Christmas. The plot: a witch named Blanche locks Santa in an ice cage, and it's up to the glowing critters to save the day. It's exactly as bizarre as it sounds, and a perfect example of how the 80s turned every popular toy into a potential Christmas savior. These specials might seem random, but they actually reflect some key trends of 80s pop culture. There was a huge push to capitalize on popular characters and toys, turning everything from fruit mascots to glow-in-the-dark creatures into holiday heroes. It was a time when commercialism and creativity collided, resulting in some truly unique entertainment.